Personal automation is how you buy your time back. And in this video, I'm going to break down 6 pillars to turn a life of decisions into a life that runs itself. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Joey Crosh. Over the last decade, I've built thousands of AI workflows and automations for business, and now I'm helping individuals create their own personal automation systems and create a better relationship with their devices at the same time. So the framework consists of 6 pillars, and there's a little bit of a reframe from focusing on the device and actually focusing on the outcome itself. The 6 pillars consist of capture, routine, smart shopping, signal, cleanup, and reflection. We've had the wrong goal all this time. Looking at the smart home, we've had our focus on all the devices that build that smart home, as opposed to being focused on the life and the outcome that smart home creates for us. Using the smart home example, we've got robot vacuums that we still have to clean. We've got voice assistants that we don't really use and don't really trust. And we've got notification rules that we haven't really created for ourselves, and we've just adopted them. So the reframe here is focusing less on the devices and actually more on the outcome and end result that it creates. And the 6 most common outcomes are these: making things quieter in our lives, making things cheaper for us, getting things done earlier, making us healthier, bringing us closer together, and then helping us slow down. So the first pillar is capture, and this is all about deciding what actually enters in the system. Most automation advice skips capture. But what's interesting is, without this first step, all the other downstream pillars become redundant. And the rule of thumb is, if it takes more than 3 seconds to capture something, we're probably not going to do it. So what does this look like in practice? It's having one single inbox where everything is consolidated and in one place. It's using voice memos and voice notes when we're on the go, whether we're walking, driving, or in the bathroom. Using that as a tool to capture ideas and notes is really powerful. And then having a weekly review. It might look like 15 minutes every Friday, sorting through what stays and what we remove. The second pillar is routine, and this is all about creating regular cadences and behaviors on the day-to-day and week-to-week. But people, when they hear routine, they actually think it's really rigid, but the opposite is true. When you've got a really good routine, it actually buys a lot of freedom and flexibility outside of that. The trick here is you decide once and then you repeat that forever. It removes all those day-to-day decisions that ordinarily would take up your headspace. So what does this look like? It's about having a calendar that holds intent, not just events. Having meetings in a calendar is great, but being able to block in specific time for weekly check-ins, your workout blocks, or even your deep work can be really powerful. Also leveraging shortcuts that bridge tools. So a one tap to open up a morning playlist or even mark the day's intent. Everything removing those small decisions from your day-to-day. And then putting in recurring jobs so that nobody has to chase them. Could be taking the bins out or paying the bills. Anything that fires on a calendar or schedule should be put in there so that you remove the need for having to remember that yourself. The third pillar is smart shopping, and this is all about removing the decision from the purchase so you can decide once and let time do the rest. And there's 3 rules. You separate the decision from the purchase, you outsource the watching, and you respect the calendar more than the price. And if you're looking for a smart shopping tool that can help automate your shopping decisions, I'm building a product called Find Fetcher. There's a link in the description and you can check out more there. The fourth pillar is signal, and this is all about creating a filter to block out the noise and make sure only the necessary interruptions come through to you. And it's not about going silent, it's about having those notifications earn the right to get your attention. Most people's phones interrupt them up to 90 times in a day. And it's not the number of interruptions that's a problem, it's that 90% of them probably aren't necessary in the first place. And it's about creating a filter that blocks out the noise and ensures only the necessary interruptions come through to you. So what does this look like? It's about having push notifications silenced by default. Going through app by app and actually opting in for notifications, as opposed to just adopting them for every app, is a great place to start. For your inbox, it's about batching emails. So maybe going in twice per day and working through the inbox and what's there. And it's also about leveraging quiet hours and focus modes. So actually creating windows where notifications, except for emergencies, actually come through to you. The fifth pillar is cleanup, and this is all about auditing what you're paying for, what you're using, and what you're not using. The average household pays for up to 8 subscriptions that they actually don't use. These could be streaming bundles, apps they've only tried twice, or memberships they've meant to cancel. Going through once a month and picking off one to cancel can have a really great compounding effect. And the decision lens to look through here is, am I using it and am I glad to be using it? If you can't answer yes to both of those, that app or subscription might be questionable and worth cancelling. So what does this look like? It's about having a subscription list and keeping it current. Having a list of all your subscriptions, the cost for each, and the date that they renew is a great place to start. You can then apply a one cancel a month rule, auditing that list, looking at which ones aren't delivering value, and picking off one each month to cancel. That can have a compounding effect. You can also apply a 30-day rule. So any new subscription, mark 30 days into the future, and at that date, assess whether it's delivered value, and if it's not, you can cancel it. The final pillar is reflection, and this is all about looking back and seeing what's working, what's not, and tweaking it from there. You can't automate this one, and that's the point. The other 5 pillars are about doing. Reflection asks whether any of it worked. Could be 15 minutes a week, looking at where the time, money, and attention actually went. It's about looking at the stack and deciding if it's pointing where you wanted. Are you actually moving in the right direction to the end result and desired state that you're looking to get to? So what does reflection look like? Could include a weekly review every Friday afternoon at the same time every week, looking at what worked, what didn't, what ate time, and what gave you time back. Could include a monthly money pass, looking at 3 specific categories. Things that you were glad that you bought, things that you weren't glad that you bought, and things you completely forgot about. That last category is what drives next month's cleanup. And it could also include a quarterly screen time look. And you don't want to optimize this, you just want to look at it. It's never the number that's a surprise, but the app or the apps sometimes is. But here's where most people go wrong. They actually build this in the wrong order. So here's my recommended order. First is capture. This is always the first step, capturing everything that's going to go into the system. Second is signal and creating the filters to ensure that noise doesn't come through. Third is routines, building those cadences and schedules to remove those day-to-day decisions. Fourth is cleanup, looking at what you're paying for and removing what's not necessary. Fifth is smart shopping and utilizing tools like Find Fetcher, link in the description, that can help to automate your shopping decisions. And last is reflection. This is looking back at the first 5 pillars to understand what's working, what's not, and tweak it from there. So how can you get started? It's about picking one pillar that's loudest in your life right now, and just picking that one, not trying to build all 6 pillars at once. So here are 3 quick steps. Pick that one pillar. It might be the one that made you flinch the most when I spoke about it. Step 2, create the simplest version of it. Might be creating one inbox, one calendar block, or looking for that one subscription that you can actually cancel. And step 3, run it for 2 weeks. Don't start another pillar until that one's running nice and smooth and humming along fine. And that's the framework, 6 pillars. None of them are hard on their own. The work is building them together. And that's what the next 6 videos in this series will cover, one pillar at a time. And if this is the type of personal automation you've been looking for, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video for pillar 1.